So, have you run any stop signs lately? Hey friends, this is Pastor Mike from Fellowship Church. Always love to connect with you midweek. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying this warmer weather. That question for you again, have you run any stop signs lately? No, I'm not talking about your traffic habits, although you probably should avoid those stop signs as well. I'm talking about something a little bit different. I want to get you thinking today about Sabbath. Now, if that word is not all that familiar to you, that's okay. For some of you who've been a part of the church for some years, you probably are quite familiar with that term. You'd be interested to know, I think, in the Bible that the word Sabbath is the first thing that God describes to be holy. Also, the word Sabbath is one of the first things that God ever blesses in the Bible. And if you know the Ten Commandments, which are found in Exodus and Deuteronomy, Old Testament, if you know the Ten Commandments at all, you know the commandment about the Sabbath day is the longest commandment by far. So what in the world do we mean by the word Sabbath? What is it? Jesus certainly talked about it a lot. Well, the word Sabbath simply means to stop. It means to cease. It means to desist. It means to stop doing whatever you were doing. In fact, a way that you could think of Sabbath is to think that Sabbath is like a stop sign out there, and you're just cruising along through life, happy and merrily going along, and then there's a stop sign. That's God's way of saying it's time for a Sabbath. Now, how does this fit in with the Bible? Well, the Bible begins with the nation of Israel. They were given a command by God to observe the Sabbath day. Why was that such a big deal? Well, because they'd been slaves for a long, long time. And as slaves, they were always working, always doing, always under somebody's thumb, so to speak. And God says, when you step into this new promised land, I want you to think different. I want you to live different. I want you to focus more on being than doing. You've been doing for a long, long time. I want you to stop doing every now and then and just focus on being so that you and I can get to know each other better. That's why God told Israel to observe a Sabbath day, so that they weren't always doing, but every now and then they'd take a break from that and just be instead of do, more identity than performance or function or something. Okay, so what does that have to do with us? Well, friends, what if every now and then God was putting a stop sign in your life so that you would stop doing so much activity, so much busyness? Everybody I know is busy these days. What if God would have put a stop sign somewhere in your life so that God could say, I really just wanted to spend a little time with you. I wanted to just Sabbath with you. I wanted you to just be with me rather than constantly doing things, even if you think you're doing those things for me. Friends, those of you who are part of the Fellowship family know that I'm at the beginning of what we call a sabbatical. Our leadership team granted me some additional time off to just stop doing all the time. And Pastor Mike, just take a little time to rest, maybe relax, catch up on some things, and reconnect with God really well. Friends, I'm enjoying that sabbatical so far. I hope you have your moments in this life when you can stop all of the performance-related stuff and take just a short period of time, whether it's a few minutes, an hour, a few hours, maybe a day, maybe even longer, to just be instead of do, a chance to reconnect with God, a chance to let God speak to you, the kinds of things that God wants to say to you when you're normally too busy to listen, because friends, you and I are pretty good at running through God's stop signs these days, aren't we? We're pretty good at all of the doing and not always so good at just being quiet with God. And maybe that's exactly what your soul needs these days. Have you been running any stop signs lately? I hope that's a thought for you to keep in mind. It certainly has been in my mind over the last few days and will be for the next few weeks. I appreciate the time away. Hope you're doing well. Know that we all love you and are praying for you, and hope that you're finding some Sabbaths this summer. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.